Hello everyone, welcome to Magical Me. I'm Jamie Mendez, spiritual intuitive and oracle, and I'm here with my weekly Moonday message. This is going to be a positive message of higher good for the collective and all those who find themselves here. This is going to be a message for the week of October 26th, 2020. So before I really go into how this works and what you can expect from today, I'm just going to give it a moment and let everyone connect and see that I'm live. I'm also going to take a few moments to share and just let people know that I am live. Hello, Bridget. Hi, Kimberly. Welcome, loves. How are you both today? Meredith, welcome. Pop on here and try to share it really fast. Hi, Dawn. Moonday blessings to you as well. Hi, Maria. Just bear with me one moment. Okay. Kimberly says, I'm very productive in kicking butt. Oh, I love that. Wonderful. That's a really, really great place to be. Today was an incredibly productive day for me as well, I have to say. You know, Mondays, they're not normally like that, are they? Especially we've got, it's very gloomy and rainy here today. Very October. So it's that sleepy, curl up in bed with a book, cup of tea day. Okay, I think I did it. Just received your black candles and candle holders in the mail today. Oh, yay! That's wonderful. Wonderful. Good. I'm glad. Hey, Cindy. Welcome, beautiful. How are you? Hi, Beth. See if I missed anybody. And I do apologize sometimes if I don't say hi to you or if I don't acknowledge your comments. You know, I just like to let everybody know that sometimes Facebook hides the live comments. Not all of them, but just like really randomly chooses which comments are shown. And then I happen to notice them when I go back into, after I watch the replay, I go back and check the comments that I might have missed. And there's a ton of them that they display as having been commented while I was live, but I never saw them. So I just want you to know I'm not ignoring anybody. I do try to answer everyone, connect with everyone, and I do greatly encourage the comments, the feedbacks, the interaction between everybody. So hey, Julie. Welcome, beautiful. Super cozy cup of soup and hot cocoa day. Yeah, absolutely. I've got my rather large mug with me today of my hot dandelion tea. So, So, I'll go into how Moonday works for anybody who is new to my page. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And those of you who are not new to my page, always welcome, and thank you for your love and support always and being here with me every moon day or whenever spirit aligns that I can be here. So how it works is every Monday I do try to be here live and call forward a message of higher guidance for all of us as a collective, what we most need to know. So these are not individual, personalized readings here today that I'm doing. It is a generalized overview of what we can expect energetically, what we most need to know for the week, and it is a message for everyone. So it isn't, again, personalized individual readings, although I do offer personalized readings through private sessions, and I offer them either remotely, doing them just like this through Facebook Messenger, or I can do them as pre-recorded video messages that I send over, as everything is energy and readings can be done energetically across space and time. So with that said, if you're interested in that, you can check out my services on my page and my fees, and then shoot me a private message and we can schedule that for you. Hello, Anne-Marie. Welcome. Thank you for being here. And so how they work is that I do set the intention that everyone who is meant to be here, it finds themselves here. Everyone who is meant to hear a message today, whether it be live, whether it be on the replay, months and months or years from now, you are here in exactly divine timing, hearing a message that is going to resonate with you in one way or another, that is going to be unique to your own individual journey. While it might resonate with the next person completely differently, it will resonate with you how you most need to hear it. Okay, so it is, again, higher guidance. I call forward a message for the highest and greatest good for the collective, what we all need to know together, moving through the energy of this week, using not only oracle cards, but my own intuitive abilities, and I use my intuition to connect with and bring forth the message that comes through with the cards. So I also I also set the intention that this, again, is going to be positive message for really just understanding what we need to know. And the reason that I do this is because I feel like knowledge is power when used correctly. And what it does is that it allows us to jump ahead of a situation, or to have that divine higher awareness or insight into a situation, that when it might occur, when situations do maybe, unravel or happen, it gives us that heads up to be able to move in flow with the energy of the week versus blindly swimming against the current. And when we do, resist the energy coming in, whether it be changes, whether it be guidance and, turns that we're meant to make, energy that we're meant to embrace, whatever it might be, when we do resist, it actually creates difficulty and challenge within ourselves and within our lives. So this just gives us a little bit of a heads up as to what we can do to really move in divine flow. All right. Hello, Amy. Hi, Gregory. Welcome. Rosemaria, welcome. Laura, welcome. Thank you all for being here. So once again, it's a message for all of us. So how this works is, first, what I like to do is talk about any news and announcements that the Oracles of the Light, which is my sister business with my two partners, Lindsay and Karen, as well as what I have going on over here at Magical Me. So any events, classes, workshops, etc., I like to talk about them first, just to let everybody know and give them the heads up. And then I do talk a little bit about what I call my energy forecast. And that's just really anything that I might be feeling intuitively, empathically, because I am a very strong energy sensitive, clairsentient, empath, whatever you refer to that as. And I am greatly impacted by the energy of the collective, as we all are, as well as any energetic alignments that are happening, be it like very light astrology here. I'm not an astrologer, but I do tune in and I'm shown what I need to be shown. For example, full moon stuff, planetary alignments, new moons, eclipses, anything major that's coming in that is going to have a little bit of an impact on us and our energy for the week, I will discuss it. So that's my energy forecast. Then I pull the Moonday message using a deck of cards that I'm intuitively drawn to working with. I interpret that message, and after that, I then pull a Mudra card for us all to work with together here live, and I post that card to my page afterwards for everyone to work with that Mudra on their own for the remainder of the week. Therefore, it just assists us in taking our power into our own hands and continuously facilitating our own healing and growth. I'll talk a little bit more about what mudras are when we get there, so as to not hold us up any longer. Hello, Elise. Welcome, beautiful. I'm so happy you were able to make it. Hi, Kathleen. You did. You made it as well. Thank you for being here. Beth, thank you for that, sweetheart. Oh, yeah, Kimberly, I just saw you too. Thank you. I just got this for my birthday, so thank you. And I had to rock it since we're almost out of October. So I did get this for my birthday. My birthday is coming up this week. So Scorpio power, everybody. And spider symbolism has been huge for me this past week. Kathleen, I know it's been for you as well. So really interesting. Scroll back up. Hey, Lynette. Welcome, love. Hi, Lara. Welcome, beautiful. Oh, I'm so glad you all made it. Gigi, welcome. It's very hot. All right. So news and announcements. Honestly, there really are not many at this time. The oracles and I have been like, whew, October has been a whirlwind of events for us, which is not unusual for this time of year. This is our big, big month, our big season. So we've been really, really busy between Halloween reading roulettes and doing some readings in person at different events and whatnot. So we've been fortunate and blessed to be able to be very, very busy. So there's not a lot of events going on at this time that we are ready to announce. We do have some things possibly in the works for November, but we're just not ready to announce them yet. So hang tight. However, we will be announcing, or already have announced, I believe, on our page that we are sitting this month's newsletter out just because we've got so much to catch up on. And we'd rather focus our energy on a possible workshop for the month of November. So, yes, so there will be no newsletter, everyone, for November. So, if you aren't seeing it, you're not finding it, you know why. We will be focusing our energy on launching December's newsletter. So don't worry about that. Don't look for that. But maybe if we have some time, we'll launch something via email fun and just let everybody know, there's some fun things that you can do to embrace the energy of the month. We'll see. We'll let you know. So with that said, no news and announcements here or there. Hey, Elizabeth, welcome. Kathleen says, I just posted a spider building its web. Oh, did you? Oh my, grandmother's spider energy coming in strong. Not surprising considering the time of year, Samhain, Day of the Dead, what we're weaving. Talk a little bit about that, I guess, maybe with this forecast. Hi, Annie. Welcome, sweetheart. Thanks for being here. All right, so energy forecast. The major alignment, okay, there's tons of major alignments, guys. It just doesn't stop this year, but really the major alignment I want to talk about is the full blue moon in Taurus on Halloween. It hasn't occurred in I don't even know how many years, a full moon on Halloween. I thought I read something about 40 years, but it could be more than that. I'm not really positive. It's in the sign of Taurus, which to me is the energy of, it's not only an earthy sign, which is all about, connecting with the self, checking in with your physical body. But it's also ruled by the heart chakra, which is all about love, compassion, even higher love, but it is, again, it's the second full moon in the month of October. Hello, Alexandra. Welcome, sweetie. So that is what we refer to as a blue moon. And yes, they are rare. They're not incredibly rare, but they are rare. They don't happen very, very often. So I've seen in my mind a window of really like fast forward window. Now, I told you before that there are some powerful energy gateways that are going on. These portal gateway door. It's like a doorway, portal energy. And that began 10:10 was one. 11:11 will be another one. And 12:12 will be one. But 12:21 is like that final checkpoint of the culmination of what I can only interpret and understand the way that I feel it, perceive it in my mind, is the ending of the major era. 2020 is really like out with the old, 2021 will be in with the new. Doesn't mean that we're going to be smooth sailing, but it does mean that we are really wrapping up an entire paradigm. With that said, these portal days like 11:11, 10:10, 11:11, 12:21, and 12:12, they are like, the way that I've seen them is Sonic the Hedgehog comes to mind and Mario Kart from video games when I was young. When you hit that certain checkpoint and it's like, boom, you hit that fast forward and you just fly through and you get to go really fast. That's what they feel like to me. They feel like these gateway doorways that are a fast forward, facilitating the next major cycle or lesson, karmic chapter that needs to be dealt with, wrapped up, and closed, okay? Hello, Bogoslava, Karen Hansen, Freddie, Carmela, welcome. So I'm going to get back to everybody's comments in a second. I am just doing the energy forecast right now, talking about the full moon on October 31st. So with that said, they feel like this fast forward checkpoint that we hit. And it's like, you've got to hurry up and do the work that's being presented to you. It's coming up through our dream states, coming up through occurrences and situations that we're encountering, challenges, obstacles, patterns, all coming up at this time. And then it's like, quickly recognize, work through it, and then you fast forward, speed through the next doorway, if you will. But October 1st was a full moon. October 31st, also full moon. That's I've seen this really big, massive, like doorway. And it opened on the 1st of October. And I felt like there was this major wrapping up of cycles happening from October 1st to October 31st. Never mind what else is going to be coming in and going on with those other doorways. So this one felt like a really big major one. Now, full moons themselves are all about the time of completion. They are about completing cycles. From full moon to full moon is a massive time of completion. Oftentimes, what we've manifested at the time of the new moon, we move increasing up in energy. We can begin to see that start to take shape or manifest come time of the full moon. Then you wane back down again. But when you have a full moon to a full moon, it's like a massive wrapping up of completion of a big cycle. So what I have noticed in my dreams, I am going into now. October also was celebrated in many cultures. Many of you already know this. With the ancient Celtic peoples, it was Samhain. To the Mexicans and the Aztecs and the Mayans, they've got what we now refer to it as the Day of the Dead. I believe they called it something different then. Obviously not Dia de los Muertos, but I do believe they called it a little something different. It wasn't even celebrated at this time of the year. Later on, it was adapted when Spain conquered Mexico and it transformed itself. But so basically, it's essentially celebrated this time as the time of endings, as the time of welcoming in our ancestors to receive, ancient wisdom, knowledge, receive divine messages of what we most need as we're wrapping up and letting go. Especially to the Celtic people, Samhain, Halloween, was what is the Celtic New Year. It was the ending of their year. Therefore, this is a time of endings and beginnings, death for transformation, for rebirth. So right now we are wrapping up as we get ready to enter into the winter cycle, which is going to be the great pause, that stillness where that transition air, we left one state, not quite into the new state yet, before spring, and we are just in this window of transition. And that is where, in stillness, where a lot of magic happens. But before we can even get into that window, we really are being asked to just let go. It's like the death process. It's like the death phase. We're just completely letting go of our old life, So there's a lot of things happening, and I have found that in my dreams, they are incredibly intense. I know they've been for many of you and for many people. And what's happening in my particular dreams is I am legitimately going into the shadows, into the underworld, and I'm being guided down there by my ancestors in my dreams. And they are assisting me in reclaiming my soul, my fragmented pieces of my soul. It's kind of like collecting bones, if you will, that were lost along the way. But I'm reclaiming pieces of my soul. And these are things that are old karmic cycles and woundings that I am still carrying in this lifetime from past lifetimes. And it could be things that you're carrying from this lifetime as well. It's going to be different and unique for each of us. But there is a major theme of us healing and ancient rifts, splits, wounds, traumas, control, persecution. Many people have been talking about the witch's wound lately, which is all about the, how the sacred feminine and women who were, in any sort of way magical, even those who were not, carrying that witch's wound from the women and men even who have gone before them and who were persecuted for their beliefs and even for being innocent, but they're carrying those witch wounds. So these are coming up to be healed at this time as well. So for me, it's going back really, really far. These are lifetimes that I haven't even experienced, that I've known of, but it does have to do with my lineage. I talked, I think, last week about my Mexican lineage and the fact that my grandmother was born in Mexico, and she always told us that she had Aztec lineage. I've never connected with Aztec gods, goddesses, whatnot, although I've always connected with my Mexican heritage. Never connected with that, and it is now suddenly really coming up strong in my waking life, in my dream state, and I am being shown very traumatic circumstances that happened to disempower me over my many lifetimes, and to block me from coming back into my power, from reclaiming my power, from coming into the truth of who I truly am. So there is a strong energy right now, and a very beautiful one. While your dreams might seem scary and intense, because let me tell you, when you're working with Aztec energy and gods and goddesses, it's not a walk in the park. It isn't pretty, all right? And when you go into the underworld, it can seem scary, although it is not, okay? This is our nature that we have to dive into, that we have to work through. Anything that's been repressed, hidden from us, that's how we dig out the truth. So it's a beautiful process. It's how the caterpillar enters the cocoon to be dissolved, to be completely broken down for that metamorphosis transformation that is the butterfly. So that's a current theme for us all. You might be experiencing it in situations with people in your life where old patterns are coming up to be broken, where I think we talked about it last week. We were being guided to stand in our truth a little bit more. If I remember correctly, it was about really setting those boundaries. That is still happening, still essential right now. And there's also a really strong theme of not only clearing the karmic cycles, but I do feel like there is instant reckoning of, so how we're clearing those cycles is through the balancing that's been occurring since Libra season began, and we were having the Libra new moon and in the sun sign of Libra at the same time. So there's this massive balancing of the karmic scales that's occurring, bringing us all back to what we refer to as 0 point. So when you do that, when I say 0 point, it means like a massive reset where you release all of the old that you've been holding. Now, this is a process of layers being peeled back, so it doesn't happen overnight. So we're still working up with that. And I've noticed personally that I started out working with lifetimes, past lifetimes, and situations from this lifetime that were the closest to the current timeline, and things that were closest to the surface, if that makes sense. And as I've gone through it, I'm working deeper and deeper and deeper back. So I'm going further and further closer to, I can only imagine, to my soul's creation and any karma that I've incurred since the beginning of my time. And that's the point, is for us all to clear our karmic cycles from the beginning of our time. So that's going to be a continuous work in process, but I think the bulk of the work is starting to happen right now with this potent energy of clearing, cleansing, releasing, and transforming and transition. So what I'm also noticing is that I keep hearing the word reckoning, and I feel like it is an instant reckoning to right the scales. So if any situations occur in the physical, in the here and now, that would lead to you or someone else doing something that is unjust, it's a no-nonsense policy at this moment in time in the universe. Those scales are being almost immediately rebalanced. So if there was something that you did or something that someone else did to you, it's almost being immediately brought back up to you for that situation to be righted. For example, and I'm not ignoring any of your comments. Please keep leaving them. I'm going to go back through them in a moment. For example, I was with my daughter today, and we happened to stop for something to eat, which was a little weird. Today was a very weird day. Magical, but weird. And I stopped somewhere that I don't ordinarily stop. and I just felt drawn to stop and, okay, let's grab something to eat really quick. So we stopped and grabbed something to eat, and when we did, I noticed my daughter's mannerism shift a bit. And she finally confessed that the person that was waiting on us had said something incredibly nasty to her, out of the blue, completely uncalled for. I mean, it's always uncalled for to say something nasty to somebody, but it happens, you know? But said something really nasty, and apparently it was very recent. And I'm sitting there looking at her like, wait a second. So you mean to tell me that this happened like recently? And she has no contact with this person, just very random out of the blue thing, right? Out of the blue. And person just, you know, did not get a response from her that they had wanted. And so they called her a very foul name. And when she told me, of course, you know, Mama Bear got activated. And I was like, wait a second, all right. So what are the chances we came here today, this person not only works here, and they have to wait on you with your mama? All right, universe, what do you got? I'm sitting there and, you know, I try to put her into a position that's just like, you know, don't get yourself flustered. Don't worry about it. There's no need for you to feel uncomfortable. However, there's every reason for them to be uncomfortable. So we'll just sit here. We will be polite. And the universe is working its magic all on its own. Needless to say, that person was incredibly humbled, having to wait on the two of us who were incredibly polite. Also gave them quite a nice tip in lieu of their behavior. Not a word was mentioned, but as we sat there, a very wild situation occurred where the person, our waiter, happened to have a very irate customer. The irate customer actually got very loud, embarrassing, humiliated them. Then not only did that happen, but their manager humiliated them in front of the entire place. I mean, it was really sad, actually. It was really embarrassing. And my daughter and I both felt immediate remorse for that person. But at the same time, we both acknowledged that the universe works in its own divine ways to right the scales of injustice. And that's exactly what happened. This person said something incredibly mean, incredibly nasty, broke my daughter's spirit. Very degrading thing. And it's almost like a pattern that is, you know, very much, I don't even know how to word this, slandering to women, you know, and the fact that people think that they can just be so abusive regarding women is just still mind-blowing to me. And we had to say nothing, you know, and what happened was the universe righted it. Although we did not take pleasure in it, though we could have, we did not take pleasure in it because, you know, it was really, really humiliating and uncomfortable, and I would not have wanted to been in their shoes. But the universe balanced itself instantly. It was within a matter of days, like instant karmic reckoning, you see. So, yes, she felt actually very sorry, as did I. At first, we were both like, whoa, karma happens. But then the immediate, like, sympathy, compassion came up. And, you know, and I was actually proud that she felt that compassion, because that takes a lot for somebody to be so wounded. And I've talked about this in the past. My daughter's been a subject of bullying almost her entire life, where it has had the potential to completely break her and turn her into a person that is nothing like the person that she is today. And it didn't. You know, she's had her moments, but she is bigger and better and stronger and more loving than ever for it. So there was a lesson there for everyone involved, including myself, because, you know, mama bears, you know how they call it mama bear for a reason. You do not threaten a mama bear's cubs. So it was a lesson for all of us. But my point of all of this is, my moral to the story, and I knew immediately when it happened, it was Moonday material, that I was going to have to talk about this today. And so the point of this is, while someone may have done something incredibly wrong, or you may have done something incredibly wrong, first of all, the point of it is to be mindful of the type of world that you're creating for yourself, because we do create our own reality. And now more than ever, we are being asked to become more and more aware of that, how incredibly powerful you are, that your thoughts and your words become your reality almost instantaneously now. So it's time for us to be mindful and take responsibility. That's number one. Number two, it isn't for us to intervene with the universe's magic. It isn't for us to take matters into our own hands, because we are so powerful, we can do that. But it isn't for us to do so. See, there is that natural order of balance in the polarities, light and dark, wrong and right, night, cold and hot. It's going to naturally, for every negativity, there is a positivity that exists. For every positivity, there's a negativity that exists, and that's just that's just the natural order. So the universe will right those injustices for those of you who have suffered something, who it might be coming back up to the surface. For those of you who have committed injustices, it is coming up to be righted, not for your punishment, but to give you your liberation from that karmic cycle, to liberate those that are connected to that karmic cycle. And for those that have been served an injustice, you are being liberated from that injustice on your own terms. But the universe itself will deliver karmic balance on its own without our intervention. But the point of that is that if you can feel remorse, and if you can feel compassion and sympathy for your, I don't even know what the word is that I want to say, for the person who has committed something against you, committed a crime against you, committed an injustice, if you can hold sympathy and compassion, you, my friend, are rising into the new world, because that is a very powerful step in higher consciousness. Forgiveness, divine love, unconditional love, compassion are the keys that will get you there. All right. So that's pretty much it for what I've been feeling. I felt like today was an incredibly magical day, although I knew that not everybody felt that. And I did notice the instant, and I know Kimberly, I think you said that you felt like it was very positive in the sense that it was very productive for you. It was also very productive for me. I do know there are others who didn't feel that same, because, remember, at the end of the day, we're also tapped into the collective energy, and there is still a lot of fear in the collective, discordant energy. So when you have these feelings, the best thing that you can do is process them, sit with them, disconnect from the outside world if you can, and really go within and recognize, again, we talked about this last week, is this mine? If this isn't mine, then I release it. But if it is mine, please help me understand it to process it. Be mindful of those dreams right now. Keep a notebook by your bed. I think Lindsay calls it, the oracles and I actually teach dream oracle workshops and dream interpretation. And Lindsay always recommends keeping a messy journal by your bed. And this way you can just quick jot down words when you first wake up half asleep, because those words act as triggers for the rest of the story, the blanks to be filled in. So if you can keep that journal, and even if it doesn't make any sense, sit with it for a little while, and it will. Even if you don't know these lifetimes, like I said, I didn't know this lifetime, and I just, I was able to put the pieces together. I sat with it. I meditated. I called in my higher self. I wanted to be shown more. I pulled cards. So there's a whole lot that is happening right now for us all to really dig deep into. Going down deep into the shadows of the self, going down deep into the shadows of what it is that might still be impacting us in this lifetime and preventing us from being able to ascend into higher consciousness. Working with that is super important right now. Okay. And compassion for the self. Loving and accepting yourself no matter where you're at, no matter what you did, no matter what happened. We're human. All right? We learn. Oh, Dawn says, send some of that my way. I've been feeling on edge. Yeah, it's very easy to feel that way right now, sweetie. So don't beat yourself up about that. That's the importance of that, is to recognize that you're feeling it. You've noticed it. Now sit with that and give yourself compassion. It's okay. It's okay to feel those things that are less than magic rainbows and butterflies. You know, it's important. That's how we cleanse. That's how we deal. You know, it's just like our dreams. I have had dreams where I'm like super magical, soaring on dragons and getting messages from ascended masters and a higher consciousness downloads. And it's like, those are the dreams we want, right? And then I have the dreams like I've had recently, and they are so disturbing, but they stop and make me pay attention. And that's the necessary work. That's the divine balance, is that we've got to go in to come out, and we go back in to come back out. All right, so sit with it. Yeah, exactly. Kathleen said it best. Sit with it, but don't pitch a tent and stay there. That's right. It's always important. Feel what you're feeling, but don't, I always say honor, don't indulge. All right. All right, I'm going to go back up and catch some of these comments really quickly. I see a lot of you just popped in throughout the process. That was the energy forecast. So that was the only thing that you really missed. I'm going to be doing the oracle message in a moment. Risa, welcome. Flo, Tracy, Ricky, Angie, Charnay, welcome. Angela. All right, so let me scroll back up. And if I missed anybody, I see Liz. Welcome, 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 everybody. Jessica, Annie, Lena, Lori. Oh, welcome. Jerry, I love that you all could make it. I'm trying to scroll back. There's a lot of comments. All right. So, Alexandra says, hi, love, listening to you while driving in the rain, and your voice is soothing. Oh, thank you. The rain is soothing too, isn't it? Well, be careful driving. Get home safely, or wherever you're going safely. And thank you for tuning in and listening. Yes, the time change as well. Thank you for mentioning that. I just found that out today. I knew it was coming, but I had no idea when. So yeah, we do, it's back an hour, right? I always confuse that too. Is it fall back, spring forward? Is that right? So we go back an hour. So we gain an hour, but it's still, yeah, I know it's kind of tricky, right? I don't even know why we still do that. Let's see. Dia de los Muertos, yes. But even prior to that, it was called something else. Like the Aztecs had to, once Spain conquered Mexico, it became more of a Catholic territory. Therefore, everything had to be adapted. I think they called it something else. For example, I won't even dare pronounce the goddess energy that's been working with me, who is the ancient version of the modern Lady of the Dead in Mexico. I think they call her Katrina or Katrine, but it's the Lady de los Muertos. But her Aztec name is like Mictecuatl or something like that. Hi, Brenna. Seeing lots of downward movement in my dreams. Yeah, see, that's the spiral. That's the essentials. You know, we are an embodiment of the 3 spirals, you know, and that's the spiral down, the spiral within, and then the spiral back up. So it's part of the journey. Your bravery inspires me, Jamie. It's so courageous to meet these shadows. Oh, thank you for that, sweetie. You know, I always say that we don't become brave by sitting in the shadows. We got to walk through them, you know. And it is scary. You're right. And it does, even for me, especially with this Aztec goddess that person. I'm sorry. I am so grateful for you. I actually am. I'm actually creating both a Samhain and a ofrenda, which is an offering, a Mexican Day of the Dead offering. I'm actually creating an offering to her for her service, as she helped me collect my bones from the other lifetime that I needed. So I'm incredibly grateful for her. And she is part of my lineage. That's what she told me. But yes, and I will be talking all about this for my Spiral Temple ladies. I will be talking all about this, as it does currently resonate with your Dark Goddess Samhain workshop, as well as level 2. We are working with your Ancestral Fire Council right now. So I'm going to be going into detail about this magic that happened. Scary magic, but it's magic. Julie says, I met a new group of people through one of my friends, and I channeled and learned that my friend's mom was my mentor in Salem. Salem times, she was a powerful witch. They made me watch as they tortured her. Oh, no. Yikes. Yeah. rough. That's a rough one. But I'm not going to say it's not it seems like right. It seems right, as we're being really shown. For example, the one that I was shown was actually somebody, the reason I had to go collect this fragment, is I was actually, someone had done something with my bones, literally, in a lifetime when I was a priestess, and to prevent me from coming into my power. And what they did was very much, I don't want to say voodoo, because, I know there are both good and bad aspects of voodoo, so I'm not going to, try to like slight that, but basically taboo. They did something that was to violate my free will and to prevent me. They binded me, if you will. So, yeah, no more. No more. That's done. Kathleen, yeah. Dreams, a vision, dreams this week. Hi, Martha. Welcome, beautiful. Thanks, Kathleen. Hi, Caitlin. See if there's anything else I missed. On a better note, I'm seeing owls everywhere, even on my address labels. Wow, Dawn. Yeah, owls. This is the season of the owl. Season of the witch, but it's also the season of the owl. As we go, we need that owl's keen insight, keen vision. They have that night vision. They hunt in the dark. We need that keen vision to be able to dive down deep into the dark and be able to see, to reveal the truth. And that's what the owl brings forward. Truth, illumination, and wisdom from the darkness. Thank you, Martha, my mug. Yes, Lindsay is awesome. She knew that, it's so funny because I actually wanted, Karen has like the whole set besides this one. And she knew that I love stuff like this, so she got me for my birthday. And then, it's really funny because I have the one mug that Karen doesn't for her set. And I'm like, I complete you, Karen. Hers, each of them have something different. Mine was the spider. So I think Karen said there's like 3 different symbols on there. Anyway, it's not important, but clearly I get excited about mugs. So thank you for commenting, everyone. Oh my God, yet again, 3 room, 3 spiral, downward hallways. That's accurate, love. If you Google the ancient version of the modern Lady Day, Mictequatl comes up. That's her. That is her. And I know I told you all about her. Oh, hey, Teresa. Welcome, beautiful. Thank you. Kimberly says, definitely lots of shadow work this past week, though. Anger bubbling up in me that needs resolving so I don't step back in my growth. Yeah, there you go. I mean, sit with that anger. Allow that anger to bubble up. Careful how it spills over, but you definitely may need to address it and may need to speak it and, vocalize it to be able to release it. That might be part of it. So, like Kathleen said, definitely sit with it, but don't pitch a tent, right? All right. Level 3, please, Carmela. Oh, I love you. I know. I'm trying to get the rest of the stuff that I have going on this year wrapped up, and then I can give my complete full attention to level 3. Hey, Lauren. Welcome, beautiful. Holy Marie says, I haven't connected with Aztec goddesses. They kind of scare me. Yeah, but for a good reason. And I was really afraid. But, the way that this goddess approached me, she respected my boundaries and she still did the work. So I am so in awe of her that I'm not afraid anymore. So, yeah, they know what you need. It is super heavy. It's like a double cup of tea. Oh, I thought it may have been from your mom. Oh, yes, because my mom's business is Once Upon a Spider. And she actually makes like little spider ornaments, mainly for your Christmas trees, but she makes them for all seasons now. But there's an original Germanic legend that goes with the spiders. So Once Upon a Spider, giving shout outs to my mama. All right. We're going to move into the Oracle message, everybody. So with that said, of course, I am working with the Halloween Oracle, as this is the last week of October, guys. Halloween is this coming Saturday. So I'm going to, work it out and work with it as much as I can. So Stacy DeMarco is the creator of the Halloween Oracle. Stacy, if you ever hear this, please make a part 2. There's so many more things I think that she can put into this deck, and this one's so amazing that I would totally jump on it and buy it if she did. All right, everybody. So I am going to welcome you into sacred space with me now. So I'm going to ask you just to close your eyes and just take that nice, deep cleansing breath in. Just release all that stress from the day, all worry and thought, all tension in your body. Allow your spine to relax, your jaw to unclench. And just come into that heart space. All right. And what guidance comes forward for the world is the collective's highest and greatest good for the week of October 26, 2020. Ooh. Yep. Totally get why I had to talk about this today. It always works that way. So, the card is Zombie. It's all about control. Interesting. So first and foremost, before I go into the message of the card, because it really does resonate with what I already said about my past life experience that has been being shown to me. And it did have to do with someone somehow using something of mine to, now I say my bones, but I don't think it was my bones. But they used something of mine to bind me. And it would have to be something significant. So I'm not going to talk all about that, but that is what some consider a form of voodoo, which is, again, like I said, I don't know enough to talk about voodoo in that regard. I will just say the negative aspects of voodoo, which is to take away the free will of someone else. And that is to control them. Now, there are negative aspects of voodoo that are believed to actually wake the dead and bring them back to life. And they become something of a zombie. They're no longer themselves. They lack complete control of themselves. So that's what I was actually seeing in my mind, is like something that just has like complete control over you, that is like, it's like you're a puppet on a string, if you will, and something is completely just controlling every aspect of your life and preventing you from being your true self, preventing you from taking back your power and from stepping into the direction that you yourself want to step into, right? So, hi Julie. Brujeria. Well, in Spanish, bruja is witch. So I don't know if they give them a certain label that is brujeria as like a specific, like a voodoo witch type of thing, but I don't know enough to say that. Bruja in Spanish just means witch, so not necessarily a negative one. But so anyway, what was done to me was to take control away, was to take away my free will, was to prevent me from coming into my power. In the dreams that I had when I went into the underworld, I actually did reclaim my soul's fragment. I did take back my power with the help of my ancestors and that Mexican goddess Mictequatl. And I can't be stopped. Do you see what I'm saying? Like, they failed because they may have succeeded initially, but who I am and where I am at now on my journey, I am free to live out my purpose, my path, if that makes sense to everybody. So they no longer have control over me. Whereas in this sense, it's telling you to look into those situations, be they mundane, be they past lifetime, be they this lifetime. It could be something as much as like an addiction, smoking, if you will. And not that I'm saying it's bad for smoking, but if it's something that let's face it, if someone that is a smoker, a lot of times they can't stop if they just wanted to. I know this because I was a previous smoker, long time ago, many moons ago. But something that just has complete control over you, like you can't stop it if you want to, but you can't stop. So something that just takes your complete will, whether it be fear. That's a big one. Fear really is essentially why we don't take our power from something because we're afraid, whether it be leaving a job, whether it be venturing into a new opportunity, a new journey, a new partnership, a new idea, starting something, speaking out, speaking your truth. You know, I could have very easily, sat here quiet and not talked about this today because the fear of what would happen if I put this out there. Do you know what I mean? When you talk about anything to do with somebody taking away your power, and that you will become aware of something, you know, can bring it up and it could make you very fearful, if you will. But it's interesting because there was speak up in my cards today, and it did give me flashes of this situation. So I'm not afraid because I know who I am, and I know that I am much more powerful than that. So I'm not going to stay small. I'm not going to sit back and just allow something to be done to me. I'm taking my power back. So, and clearly I have a very powerful force working with me to assist me, and so do you. Those forces are there. Your family of light, your ancestors, especially your ancestors at this time, they want you to connect with them. They want to assist you in coming into your truth. So if it is a relationship, if it is a friendship, if it is a job, if it is a behavior, if it is a pattern, if it is a fear, if it is an addiction, whatever it might be, it is literally rendering you a zombie, or has in the past, but it does not have to do that anymore because you are entirely too powerful. And the energy is potent to facilitate your transformation, your alchemical rebirth and transition into liberation, freedom, your free self. And look at that full moon in the background. This full moon, from full moon to full moon, is completely wiping that circle clean. It is coming full circle, everyone, so that you have the power, the means, the support to break free of any control, even the third dimensional paradigm that is control. So see through illusion to truth. And remember that something only has as much control over you as you give it. It only has as much power as you allow it to. You see what I'm saying? So you are incredibly powerful beings that can choose your free will. All right? So I hope that that resonates with all of you and that it is incredibly helpful this week as you remember no more. All right? You are not a mindless zombie being controlled by external forces. Okay? Let that soak in. All right, so with that said, the next part of our Moonday reading is the Mudra. Yes, Martha says absolutely. Hi, Julie, Kelly, and Jessie, welcome. So anybody who's just popping in, I just wrapped up the Moonday message. However, I did talk about the energy forecast right before this, and I'm going to be pulling the Mudra next. But anything that you missed will be available on replay for you to catch back after I'm done airing live. Brenna said she needed to hear that. Good, good. I'm glad that you did, sweetie. Julie says, yep, I had a falling out with someone this week who was trying to take my power away. Jealousy and ego are running rampant. Wow. Mm-hmm. Yeah, interestingly enough, I had another dream last night. I had a series of dreams last night, and they were just off the wall. But it was like I woke up, and that was another thing. I woke up multiple times last night. Interesting times, by the way. But the one dream out of the series of them was about past friendships, people that I had in my life, and how they themselves were part of something in the past that was, again, leading people down the wrong path and taking, kind of being in control and like almost like blindly leading the masses type of thing. So it's interesting. Lots of stuff being revealed. Annie says, geez, lady, smoking, career, speaking out, and ancestors calling. Got anything else just for me? Oh, well, if you felt it, no guilt about anything, but maybe that was your ding, 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 ding. If you've already been feeling it, if you've already been feeling like, the smoking thing is just not for me anymore, but yeah, then maybe. But, also in your own time. But if it resonates with you, take it and run. All right. Yeah, Angie, I know. That's funny you said that. Jesse says, oh my, that is exactly what I keep on telling myself. Definitely a challenge. Yeah, it is. And it's not easy. It is not easy. But let me tell you, you are completely equipped to face those challenges head on and succeed. Okay? Wouldn't have gotten this far, especially through this 2020 year, if you weren't. Okay? We signed up exactly for this moment in time. All right? Oh, good, Ricky. Good. All right. So, mudra. So, what are mudras? So, mudras are an ancient technique, tool, used for healing, spiritual awakening, and overall well-being, if you will, of the mind, body, soul, spirit, as well as consciousness expansion. The word mudra itself is Sanskrit, so these have actually been used for thousands of years, specifically by the ancient Tibetan monks, but they've been widely used. You can see many ancient deities depicted using mudras, and very still widely used today in many different spiritual practices and modalities. So mudra itself translates to the word seal. I like to say it's an energy seal, almost like a button. And you create these seals with your hands. Okay, so here's one. There are hundreds, if not, I don't even know how many. So, there are many, many mudras, all right? So we do them all the time without even realizing it because we've worked with them. I mean, it's in our DNA, it's in our cellular memory. If we didn't work with them, our ancestors did. They are so powerful because you have chakras within your palms, and within your fingers you have triggers that are actually connected to the elements. So when you create these seals with your hands, so you activate your palm chakras, each of these seals connects with your energy centers known as your chakras. So those main energy centers that run up your hara line through your energy body, each mudra can be connected to one or more of those at the same time. Each chakra rules over I don't even know how many I want to say this. Each chakra rules over your energy, the layers within your energy body. Now, the layers within your energy body are your physical, your emotional, your mental, and your spiritual or your light body as well. So working with these mudras can facilitate healing through channeling. Okay, so once you work with them, once you activate them, you can then channel energy, which is your life force energy, through your energy body into the chakras that they connect and resonate with, which then ripple out into those layers of your aura or energy body. And it does facilitate the removal of any blockage that would be preventing that energy, that life force energy, from cycling as it should on a constant flow of current energy, almost like feeding that life force to those energy centers, which then keeps that harmonious flow of a clear, free aura as well. When you have energy blockage, it does end up creating emotional issues, mental issues, as well as trickles onto your physical body to create physical dis-ease and ailments. So working with these mudras can facilitate the removal of those blockages to bring that healing overall. Now can also assist with expansion in your consciousness and in your awareness to attain, because essentially what they're for working with is to attain spiritual enlightenment. And that is why these, you see, like, for example, the statues of Buddha, Kuan Yin, the goddess, many different, should say Hindu, Buddhist goddess, different deities, gods and goddesses, they're all depicted working with mudras because they are the tools that help us ascend. Very powerful. I ask for a message to come forward as I have two different decks for working with mudras. This one is Mudras for Awakening the Energy Body by Alison D. Nicola. So when we work with these mudras, the point is to get a mudra that connects to the message of what we most need to embody or embrace, or what will assist us in facilitating the growth meant to happen based on the message that came forward. So working with this mudra together will begin to activate that work and start that magic flowing, if you will. Then I post a picture of the card that was pulled or the mudra that was pulled, post it on my page, and then I encourage you to go there and save it to your phone. If you work with this mudra every day over the next week, or for however long you feel called to do so, it is only going to facilitate further the healing, the ascension, the enlightenment that is most needed to occur for you at this time. Okay, so I hope I covered all the bases there. So powerful though. So powerful that sometimes they do come with cautions that if you already suffer from a physical ailment in a certain area on your body, if we pull a mudra that connects with that part of your physical body, it comes with a caution because it can overstimulate that chakra energetically, which can then ripple onto your physical body, creating a little bit of irritation. So with that said, you're just asked to err on the side of caution, whether or not you choose to work with the mudra. If there is a caution, I will let you know in advance. Okay, so I'm going to pull the mudra and then we will do it together for those of you who choose to. Okay. All right. With that said, I keep feeling like my throat chakra is trying to be cleared at the same time. I don't know if you've noticed it. Like I keep feeling almost like I have to burp. It keeps happening. Like and that's my body's sign of release. When I work on clients, I feel that come up when I release a block on them. So there is something coming up right now regarding throat chakra and release. All right. So what mudra comes forward for the collective good for the week of October 26, 2020 that goes along with our oracle guidance for the week? Which is interesting because it's all about that speaking up. And the color of the card was blue that we had pulled for the oracle. Ooh, okay. Let those fall out. So we did get two chakras, or two mudras I meant. But what is interesting is the two that fell out work with heart chakra and crown chakra. Interesting though, because it is aligning higher consciousness in the heart center. So that's also very important. But this side was throat chakra, right? And then the back side was also one. So two completely different mudras there that look like they wanted to come out. But we got two, so I'm going to take those two. The first one is Mani Ratna Mudra, which is referred to as the Oneness Mudra. It assists with spiritual union. Okay, so that is alignment of the higher mind in the lower mind, left and right brain. So balance, integration. Okay, higher consciousness. But interesting because when you integrate that into your heart center, which is your truth, that's where your divine truth comes from there. Supports and balances all of the systems of the body. It's big. Directs breath and awareness throughout the body. Opens your crown chakra. So we're going to work with this one together, but in a moment, I'm going to show you the next one. The next one is the Vajrapradama Mudra. Did I say that right, Ange? Vajrapradama Mudra. And it is known as the self-trust. Okay. Very interesting as we want to have that higher awareness integrate into our physical consciousness, right? And then to trust ourselves and to trust what we know, trust what we feel, trust what we believe. That is essential to taking back your power and not allowing yourself to fall back into self-doubt or out of fear when you are trying to stand up for what you believe in or speak out against something or to make these necessary changes. Am I making the right changes, or should I? It's very easy to fall back into fear patterns, if you will, when we want to, release things that are basically controlling every aspect of us and really violating our own free will. okay? So it assists with enthusiasm, trust, and confidence. It supports respiratory system, which is great considering, you know, COVID-19 does affect your respiratory system. Interestingly enough, it also affects consciousness, by the way. Supports respiratory system, releases tightness in the chest, ribs, and back, energizes and cultivates enthusiasm and self-confidence, and it helps with depression. So really, really powerful. Again, this is a heart chakra one. Angie says Mani Ratna is also global healing. No way. So that would be this one, the oneness, which makes sense. Oneness, collective consciousness. So we're assisting the collective healing, everyone. Not only yourself, but your brethren, everyone. Powerful. All right. So interesting too. Have any of you been experiencing like back pain and aches this last week? Specifically, I've been feeling it in my upper back, and I know someone else I was talking to have been feeling it. Like we wake up almost every morning and it's like what was I doing in my sleep? Because I feel like I'm beaten up, you know? So yeah, let me know, because I think that's really interesting as what might be trying to come in to assist us here. This one specifically talks about it releases the tightness in the chest, ribs, and back, and that pain that we could be feeling is maybe the resistance to the upgrade energy trying to come in. Interesting. All right, so we will do this together, everyone. I'm going to have you close your eyes for those who want to participate and take a nice deep breath in through your nose. Ah, I see. Kimberly, Dawn. Not surprised, Lynette, Kathleen. All right, close your eyes. I'm going to take oh, you can't. I got to tell you how to do it first, right? What am I doing? Just expecting you to know. All right, sorry. So what you're going to do with the first one is you are going to bend your index fingers inward and touch the tips of the index fingers to the thumbs. I can't talk. So index finger, you're going to bend it inward, touch the tip of the index fingers to the thumbs. That doesn't make any sense to me. I can't do it. I think I did it. So like that. It looks opposite from here. That's why. Okay, that's what it looks like from my end. Join the thumbs and the hands with the base of the palms touching. And then you extend the other fingers open. Okay. Yes, like that. I can't show you the other way. So I'll hold the picture up again. Sometimes the pictures on here, because they're two-dimensional, do not do it justice with, and it's more confusing than it actually is. So bend them in. All the other fingers are out. Touch the palms together and the thumbs together. Hold that out. Yeah, it doesn't tell you exactly where. So relax the shoulders and move elbows slightly away from the body. So I'm going to assume that it's kind of even with your chest here, higher heart. Okay? Close your eyes. Take a nice deep breath in through your nose. And blow the breath out of your mouth. Again, nice deep breath in through your nose. Last one, deep breath in. And release. And you can state, I experience the oneness of everything. I experience the oneness of everything. I experience the oneness of everything. So it is. We're going to move into the next one. So this one, you're going to interlace your fingers from right and left hand to the first knuckle. Okay. Then you're going to extend your thumbs, to the first knuckle, with the pinky fingers on the bottom. Extend the thumbs and the index fingers upward, holding hands in front of your heart and chest with elbows relaxed downwards. Heart center, Angie said. Oh yeah, for the other one. Thank you. So this one is interesting because it's not fully like this. I'll show you again. See how these ones are loose? So it's only these ones that are connected. The other ones cross over themselves. Okay, like this. Make sense? You're gonna hold that over your heart center. And you're gonna close your eyes and take a nice deep breath in. Release. Again, deep breath in. And release. Last breath in. Release. And you can state, unshakable confidence guides my journey forward. Unshakable confidence guides my journey forward. Unshakable confidence guides my journey forward. And so it is. And you can open your eyes. All right, that's really interesting because it really felt like what we were opening our crown chakra to receive and, come into that oneness, that interconnectedness. It felt like it just moved right down and we anchored it right into our heart center. So I don't know if any of you felt that, but I definitely felt it. So it was really, really powerful working with the two of them together. So I am going to take a photo of both of these. I'm going to post them on my page, and you can go over there and save them both to your phone. Work with them together. The purple one first, green one second. Work with them together all week long, or as many times as you feel guided to do so. You can just work with those 3 breaths each time, or you can work with it a little longer if you feel guided to, and do increments of 3. Okay? All right, everyone, I think that's it for this week's Moonday message. Thank you all so very much for being here with me, for your love, your support, for sharing, for communicating, for interacting with me, with one another. This really is a community, and I'm really blessed to be able to connect with you all and to see all of your experiences and how we all really are one. How you really do see the interconnectedness of us all experiencing these things together. So much love and blessings to you this week. And remember, oh, that's not the one. Where did it go? It disappear on me. That's funny. I put it back at the bottom of the deck. I don't even know how I did that. Control. Remember, no one or no thing has the power to have control over you, your well-being, or your free will unless you give them permission. And you can revoke permission at any given time. And you know what? Before you go, one thing that I actually do say every day when I call in, I connect into my higher self and I get ready to do my own guidance for the day. And I come into, I connect with my family of light. When I'm coming into myself, one thing that I always hear myself saying as like a ritual part of my prayer, of my protection, is that I revoke all permissions granted, either consciously or unconsciously, from anything or anyone that does not serve my highest and greatest good and love me unconditionally, as is my divine right as a sovereign being. And then I always say, I call back my power from all space, time, realities, dimensions, timelines, people, situations, or relationships that do not serve my highest and greatest good any longer. And so it is. So those are things that you can work with saying, as stating those are incredibly powerful, and it's actually something that would really benefit you from working with it on a daily basis. All right, everyone. Much love and blessings. Have a wonderful week. Happy Halloween if I do not see you, and I look forward to seeing you next Monday.